Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Brown's Latest. I'm Dave Grendzynski. You can call me Grizzer, a lot of people do, and this is where we get you caught up on some of the latest news and the tidbits that are tied to our favorite team in the NFL, the Cleveland Browns. And then we give you our take. Some people might call them opinions on that news as we make our way through the show. Thank you to everybody who has liked our previous episodes, to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. And when we get to 12,000, we'll change the fit. We'll go with the 12 shirt when we get there. I appreciate all of you who have signed up, already subscribed to the show, and all of you who get your comments down there in the viewer comment section. Couldn't do it without you because you are a big, big part of what we do here every single day on our little show. Now, we got to talk about the Browns and the Bears. And you know what? We can definitely run the ball on the Bears. But the other thing is this. We can also get them through the air. That's almost a rhyme. The bear and the air. We can get them through the air. We'll tell you how. You may think that we have all the pressure on us because of all the injuries we have going into this game. But I am here to tell you that all of the pressure is on Chicago. The prediction pen is here. Chomping at the bit. Ready to provide us with its pontifications about the game. But as we do on every Saturday, we always give the prediction pen a warm-up question. And the question is the same. Every single week, we do it at the beginning of the show, and we ask the prediction pen, oh, prediction pen, will this be a good show? Dude, no way. Kind of stuck in between there. What happened? We'll try it one more time. Will this be a good show? Not for $1 million. Okay, so you got a dude no way and not for $1 million. So if you want to peace out now, go ahead while you can, because apparently the prediction pen thinks this show is not going to live up to the standards of the typical Browns latest episode. But hopefully we can change the prediction pen's mind. We will find out as we go along. But first things first, we got some headlines to cover. And oh boy, the injury report. It didn't really get much better as the week went along, but questionable, which I think these guys are probably going to play. Bitonio, Corley, Graham, Tillman, and Zinter, all questionable. Out, though, Jack Conklin, although that would be news if he was playing. I don't know who, outside of Deshaun Watson, he has got to be second on the list of players in the last 5 to 10 years that we have completely wasted our money on. Jack Conklin. What a complete waste. Huntington out. Njoku is out with his knee. Sampson is out. So Quinshon Judkins and the Rocket going to be getting the bulk of the carries. Denzel Ward is out. So, I mean, like I said, it took to week 13, but he's hurt at least once every year. And not that we care, but Deshaun Watson's out. I don't even know why they put that on the report. The Browns lead this all-time series with the Bears 11-7. So there you go. 18 times they've played each other. These are two storied franchises, man. And they've only played 18 times. Browns lead it 11-7. And we're going with the white pants, the white shirt, and the orange helmet. So I'm fine with that. Like, it is what it is. We just got to win. So now, we already told you we can run the ball on these guys. They give up 130 yards a game on the ground. But the other thing is this. We can throw on the Bears. Their pass defense is not that great. It's been better. The last 3, they're giving up just over 200 yards a game. But for the season, they're at like 224, 225. They started off horribly. But the reason I think we can throw on them is because of this. So they're allowing they're already almost 8 yards per attempt. So you can get the ball downfield a little bit on them. And the thing is, they do not pressure the quarterback at all. They only have registered 24 sacks on the season. That's 26th in the league. We're third with 44 sacks. Denver leads the league with 55 sacks. And surprisingly, Atlanta is second with 48. So they've registered 20 less sacks than we have. They can't get to the quarterback. And I know you're going to say, oh, our offensive line, the injuries. I'm not worried about that. And here's why. We're going to be able to do something. We're going to be able to run and throw on them because the pressure's all on Chicago. You're probably thinking, oh my gosh, you're so, Shedeur. Everybody's feeling pressure because of the offensive line injuries. But it's not as bad as you think. Teller's out, Pochik's out, Conklin's out. Conklin's always out. Pochik was out. Like he was out most of the game last week. You know, losing to Joku, you lose his blocking, but he hasn't been involved in a passing game at all. So what difference does it make? Losing Sampson hurts a little on those swing passes and things like that because you don't have Ford because Ford was the other guy that would catch those. With both of those guys out, that could get a little tricky. But don't forget, you've got Whippler in there. Tev Jenkins is a former Bear, so he wants revenge. So he's gonna have his motor's gonna be running come tomorrow. So I would not worry too much about him. Levinson, we told you last week, his run blocking he's got the highest run blocking rate from PFF on the run grade on the team. So he's holding his own. You know, these guys that are going to be filling in, and Zinter. I mean, if he's questionable going in, but you know, like they're all playing for next year. Like this is to look towards the future now, and so I wish we had Sampson. We got the Rocket back. Rocket should be able to help. But I don't think we're feeling as much pressure as people think. The pressure is on the Bears. You know why? They're already in the playoffs. The only way they're going to make the playoffs is if they win out. Because 10 or 11 wins, probably not getting you in. They either have to win the NFC North or win out and hope. They got it. That NFC, man, it is ridiculous. Like, look at the NFC West. Like, San Francisco. Like, they're like in third place in the NFC, and their record is like, it's ridiculous. I think they're like 9-4, whatever they're. Like, this NFC is crazy. You got to win some games to get anything. Now, the other thing is, they're already in the playoffs, and this is a trap game. They got Green Bay coming up again next week. Battle for first place in the NFC North. They just played them last week. They got them again this week. It's a sandwich game, trap game, call it what you want. We call it, my dad called them sandwich games. Like, it's a sandwich game, too. So, there is a lot of pressure on the Bears, man, and you can get them to start. You build a little bit of a lead against them and get them to start doing things they don't normally do because they're trying to do too much. It's all going to play into our favor. I'm telling you, the pressure is all on them, and don't worry so much about this offensive line. I am not that worried about it. I'm not. You know what else I'm not worried about? The prediction pen, because I think the prediction pen is going to come through for us this week. If you're new to the show, the prediction pen, unfortunately, seems to get the prediction of the game right. And it does pretty well on the props, the prop picks, too. I can't explain it. It is what it is. I just pushed the button. This is completely random. We do this every week. And whatever happens, happens. Sometimes the pen even breaks. I mean, it's just crazy what happens with the prediction pen. But here we go. The first question for the prediction pen. Now, the weather. Everybody's talking about the weather, right? This could be one of the coldest games in Soldier Field history. They're talking about temperatures in the single digits and a wind chill that could be as low as -20. The real feel is going to be brutal. That wind chill, -20. So we asked the prediction pen, will this end up being the coldest game ever played at Soldier Field? No brainer. Whoa. All right. If there's a way to bet on the temperature, take the under. Okay. Myles Garrett, a lot of talk. Could he get the record this week? He only needs 3. Will Myles Garrett set the single season sack record against the Bears? It's unclear. Ask again. Okay, whenever that happens, the answer is usually good when we do the second time around. But here we go. Will Myles Garrett set the single season sack record against the Bears? Dude, no way. Okay, so we'll get 2. So he'll only need a half a sack next week. That's cool. That's fine. That's good. All right. Now, the Browns' rush defense. Rough day last week against Tennessee. This week, though, hoping they shore it up. Last week was our first day of the rest of our lives without Malik Collins, and I think we paid the price. But we've had a whole week to adjust now to life without Malik Collins. We lost him to that season-ending injury, and so I think we need to know. We got to ask the prediction pen this question. Will the Browns' rush defense bounce back and hold Chicago running backs DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai to under 100 yards rushing combined? If you're lucky. I agree, prediction pen, because if we can do that, that means they're not scoring much. So I like that answer. Usually, if you're lucky, means yes. So, because whenever prediction pen says if you're lucky, that typically ends up happening. Whatever the question, over the weeks, that's what's been going on. All right, Quinshon Judkins, heavy workload. If you got him in fantasy, you're lucky because the playoffs start this week, and you got Judkins going to probably get at least 25. Who knows? He might even break 30 carries. But our question for the prediction pen is this. Will Quinshon Judkins run for over 100 yards despite the injuries along the offensive line? No brainer. Bet the over on Quinshon. Bet the over. Whatever his rushing yards is, bet the over. You could even bet him for over 100. Prediction pen says yes. All right, now the Bears, they're known for turnovers. They lead the league in turnovers. They lead the league in interceptions with 17 or 18. They have 9 fumble recoveries. They're third in the league in fumble recoveries, numero uno in interceptions. So we need to know this, prediction pen. Will Shedeur Sanders throw an interception against the Bears? Dude, no way. Prediction pen, I agree with you. Shedeur has just grown every single week. He learns from his mistakes. He will learn from the mistake of the interception last week, and he will not be throwing an interception. So bet Shedeur to not throw an interception, according to the prediction pen. All right, now, another question. We just told you can throw on the Bears. We're going to be able to run on them. You could throw on them too. So the question for the prediction pen is, will Shedeur Sanders throw for over 250 yards against the Bears secondary? Unclear. Ask again. Like I said, every time we get that, it's usually a good sign. Here we go. Will Shedeur Sanders throw for over 250 yards against the Bears secondary? Not for $1 million. So he's throwing for 249. Okay, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. 249. All right, now, the question we've all been waiting for. Oh, this is the one, unfortunately, the prediction pen seems to get right every single time. So, here we go. Oh, prediction pen. Will the Browns beat the Bears at Soldier Field in the frosty city of Chicago? Without a doubt. Let's go, prediction pen. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. If the ball worked, we'd be barking right now, but this ball used to bark. It doesn't anymore. It broke. But let's go, prediction pen. I'm telling you, we can beat this team. This team is not that good. Their defense is not that good. We can hang on. Our defense is playing like it has every other week except for against Tennessee. It's over, baby. It is over. I'm with the prediction pen, baby. Let's go. P squared. Dialing up a win for the Brownies. I love it. All right, always a win, too, here at the viewer comments. And we will start today with Niche Speaking, who says, it bears repeating. They blew it with the quarterback evaluation, and I'll never stop wondering why or how it happened until somebody steps up and answers that for us. 100%. We've been screaming about this since the day they drafted Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round. Never made any sense, and I say we need a 30 for 30 on this. This has to happen. I mean, and there's like multiple 30-30s. why they took Dylan Gabriel in the third round, what happened with Shedeur and that whole thing, what's going on with Stefanski and his crazy decisions, like all of it. Niche speaking, you are absolutely right, my man. LLR Ohio FM 6479. Not sure if that's a radio station. Could be. LLR Ohio FM 6479. And this is what we teased at the top. He simply says, have not heard Mr. Ryan's mouth in a minute. And he's talking about Rex Ryan. Remember Rex Ryan? What a blowhard, man. The former coach who got out, and remember he called Shedeur an embarrassment and was railing on him because Shedeur said he felt he was better than, some of the quarterbacks in the league, which he's already proven that he is, including Dylan Gabriel. He's better than Dylan Gabriel. I mean, that goes without saying, and all of a sudden Rex Ryan kind of crawled into a hole. So wonder, where has he been the last few weeks? That's a great point. Ohio FM, I agree. Giamatti, it's a great handle. Giamatti says, the most pressured quarterback, but everyone's saying the Titans defense sucks. Well, yeah, I mean, he had a lot of pressure on him last week, and Shedeur handled the pressure. And so that's why, and now you play a team that can't get to the quarterback. Can you imagine what he's going to do to this defense? Can you imagine? This team has only sacked the quarterback 24 times the entire season. He's going to have all day back there, even with some of the backups in there. It's still a completely huge upgrade from the 4s and the 5s he was playing with in the preseason. I'm telling you, man, do not worry so much about this offensive line because this Bears defense is not that good. I'm with you, Giamatti. Avery G, 3916. Is it true that Kevin wanted to redshirt Shedeur to see him developing at practice? Probably the reason for the rift between he and Kevin. Also, I'll tell you, Kevin is not getting fired. He doesn't coach like he's worried about his job. He actually coaches like he's a dead man walking, is what I think. And especially after that press conference yesterday, just watching him in that press conference, he just seemed like a guy who just, like, he just, I mean, they're not making the playoffs, so I guess the season is, you could say, is over. But the way he was answering those questions just seems like a guy who has, like, no connection to this team anymore. The way he's answering, man. So, yes, he did want to redshirt him, which is like just the way if that's why we need a 30 for 30. We got to know for sure. Because right now we don't have any answers. We need answers. All we get are stuff answers. We need answers. We got to know what the hell happened. Who made these decisions? Who thought this was a good idea to take Gabriel in the third and then throw everything at him and redshirt Shedeur and all, like, Jiminy Christmas, when you had your franchise quarterback sitting right there? Who did this? Who ordered the code red? For the love of God, we need to know this. ESPN, I'm calling on you. I'm begging you, please. I've never begged for a 30 for 30 before, but I'm begging you for a 30 for 30 now. We need to know who ordered the Dylan Gabriel third-round pick. Who ordered the red shirt of this? That is a code red. Who ordered the code red shirt of Shedeur Sanders? Did Stefanski order the code red shirt? Who ordered the code red shirt? We need to know. Yes, I'm sure that's what caused the rift. But not only the rift with him, I think Barry and Kevin they've been on the outs because Barry was the guy who went out and got Shedeur. Traded the 2 picks, called Haslam and said, dude, I'm going to get him. And Haslam was like, yeah, go ahead, man. Do your thing. And Kevin was like, no, I got Gabriel. No, don't do that. No. Well, okay. Well, if that's the case, then I'm just going to play Gabriel, and I'm going to give him everything. And then Barry said, oh, yeah, I'm trading every other quarterback we got, so you have to make Shedeur the backup. That's what he did. Traded Flacco, traded Pickett, traded Flacco within the division. And now, Shedeur's the franchise. It's crazy. We need a 30 for 30. I need to know who ordered the code red shirt. That's what we're going to call it, the code red shirt. That's great. All right. Tony Grimaldi, 35-34. I agree Stefanski is overrated. Tony Grimaldi, I am 100% with you. William Simmons is where we will end today's festivities. William Simmons, 4873, says, stay hungry and work hard, young Sanders. Thanks for keeping it real, Grizzard. Hey, man, actual and factual, William Simmons. That's what I've always strived for. It's all I want. A little infotainment. Try to infotain a little bit too, but actual and factual, man. I try to just get to the facts and give you my opinion on what I think's going on. So, William Simmons, that's great advice for Shedeur heading into that game in Frosty. It's the Frosty City this week. It's not the Windy City. It's the Frosty City of Chicago. Yeah, it's going to be cold, but nothing Shedeur and the Brownies can't handle. Can't wait to see this one play out tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. Prediction Pen says we win. Let's go. Go Browns. We'll see you next time.